Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. It's Friday. My washing machine is spinning. There's construction outside. I need to head out and do some last bit of shopping before it's going to be Shabbat. But it's not going to be Shalom this Shabbat. You know why. Israel is at war. So this is a news update where I'm going to bring different subjects to you, and I need to use my reading glasses. I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I'm going to use notes in order to give you the exact things that's happening right here. Israel's foreign minister had a meeting with a lot of ambassadors from the countries who has citizens who is right now captive, held hostage by brutal ISIS Hamas in the Gaza Strip. And Israel's foreign minister was saying, we demand that the international organizations and the Red Cross visit the abductees to verify their condition and that the condition in which they are being held. I want to read what countries that was present for this meeting so you know what countries have people held captive. Tanzania, Russia, Romania, Portugal, Peru, Serbia, Colombia, Austria, Ethiopia, Argentina, Philippines, Georgia, Sri Lanka, France, Mexico, Denmark, Hungary, Italy, Thailand, Canada, the Netherlands, Poland, and the European Union. Citizens from all of these countries, including all of the Israelis, are being held captive inside the Gaza Strip. War crimes, and Hamas has not even allowed the Red Cross or anyone to come in and to attend them, to treat their wounds, to see what conditions they're being held in. So that's what Israel's foreign ministry met with all of these, and he was told all of them, please contact your governments and have them put pressure on Hamas so we can attend these hostages. I want to read something that just came out from the spokesman from the Israeli military. He says that Israel is prepared to protect against potential attack by the Iran-backed Houthis after the United States ships intercepted a number of missiles and drones launched from Yemen, apparently towards Israel. Yes, missiles was fired from Yemen towards Israel. The Americans shut them down. The Israeli military spokesperson also said Israel has some of the world's best air defenses and is prepared for threats like these. On the Gaza Strip situation, he said, on Israeli airstrikes in the Gaza Strip, he says Israel's Air Force has been operating at a rate that has not been seen for decades. That's another thing. What also happened today is the Israeli government have approved regulations that will allow it to temporarily shut down foreign news channels during this state of emergency, such as the current war with Hamas, if it believes that these outlets are damaging national security. Israel's communication minister Shlomo Kari has led the charge to pass these regulations in order to shut down Al Jazeera, which he claims has damaged national security. Al Jazeera was live streaming when the rocket that was fired from Islamic Jihad to go into Israel and murder as many civilians as possible misfired and landed in the parking garage next to that hospital, caught on camera, and yet they were spreading the lies that Israel had hit a hospital and 500 were dead, even though they knew the same evening that's not the case. They have also shared locations of Israeli troops to Hamas inside the Gaza Strip. So Al Jazeera for many years has proved that they are just a mouthpiece for Hamas, and the Israeli government is taking actions to shut them down here in Israel. The Israeli Defense Forces also says they have struck several more sites belonging to Hezbollah terror group in Lebanon. Overnight, in a response to the rocket and missiles fired yesterday into Israel. And the IDF carried out a drone strike, killing a terror operative in the area. So that was just some of the news that I wanted to share with you. So things are tense here in Israel, especially on the northern border. So people are talking about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. You better believe there's a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Why? Because more than 200 people are held captive inside the Gaza Strip. Women, babies down to 9 months old, grandmothers, Holocaust survivors, and nobody have had the right to access them. There are also reports coming out now that in the sermons that's going to be given for Friday prayer in the mosque around Israel, I don't even know if it's around the world, they will be calling out to murder of the Jews. If you find a Jew behind you, murder them. And that apparently should have been sanctioned or being approved by the Palestinian Authority. If you think that's horrible, we are not surprised. We have heard Friday after Friday in different sermons, especially on the Temple Mount, where they are calling out for destructions to Israel, violence to the Jewish people, and even murder to the Jewish people. And you need to remember something. Many foreign governments, the American and European Union especially, are pounding money in to the Palestinian Authority to give to humanitarian aid and so on. What are they using that money for? They're paying $500 million every year for terrorists who have murdered the Jewish people in terror attack, including the Hamas, ISIS terrorists who committed all of these atrocities against the Jewish people. They are now going to be paid. Their families are going to be paid for the murder of the Jewish people. That is reality. That has been reality for year after year after year after year. They would like all the way to, and I hope you hear my heart in what I'm saying, but they will always like to portray themselves as the innocent. They are civilians. They're the underdogs. Do you know that when the Palestinian children wake up and they turn on their TV, they're watching children's channel about the occupation, about the apartheid state? When they go to school, in the UNRWA schools also, they open up the textbooks. They're being learned the lies of propaganda. You need to liberate your country. Israel has stolen your country. You need to murder the Jews. When they are putting on school plays, in my country, we were playing Aladdin. I remember Aladdin, Robin Hood, but when they have school plays in their school, Palestinian children here in Israel, they are performing as soldiers who is learning to murder the Jewish people. It's constant. It's in their kindergarten, it's in their school, it's on their social media. So no talk about the two-state solution. There has never been a talk about the two-state solution. They wanted the complete destruction and annihilation of the Jewish people, and that's what we have been seeing down through history. Israel is in a fight for survival. Like I said, in the northern border, they had people being evacuated from the border 2 kilometers down. That was now widened to 5 kilometers down to the border into Lebanon. People are being evacuated. The biggest town in the northern part, Kiryat Shmona, is being evacuated complete. So as Israel's defense forces is getting ready and doing the final preparation for the ground operation in Gaza, there's even more focus on the northern border, because if Hezbollah starts to get active, then they have 150,000 rockets and missiles that they can start firing into Israel. There are troops moving around in Syria. Now Israel was apparently being shot at from Yemen. So what is all of this about? This is about God's Holy Land. No matter what you hear, no matter how much the media and the pro-Palestinian propaganda want to try to portray this as occupation, apartheid state, the poor Palestinians, this is a battle against God's Holy Land. This is a battle against good and evil, dark and light, God and Satan. God gave this land to the Jewish people. This is his land. This is the land where God says, if you touch Israel, you touch the apple of my eye. Israel is not a political issue. Israel is a biblical issue. It's a biblical mandate that we get behind the one nation that God said, you are mine. I'm putting my name down. This is so important, especially for the Christians. If you don't understand anything of what I'm saying, of what's going on, of mainstream media and the poor Palestinians, just hold on to your Bible that says God gave this land to the Jewish people and they are fighting for their survival. They are surrounded on all fronts. You cannot occupy your own country. You cannot occupy the land that God gave to you, the land that has been the Jewish homeland forever. Why? It says so, and it's proven if you just open a real history book and not the pro-Palestinian lie. So stand for Israel, speak for Israel. For such a time as this, call to prayer meeting in your church. I expect all Christians on Sunday when you go to church that your pastor is going on the pulpit and he says, you know, the Holy Land, the land of the Bible is under full-blown attack. This is the land that God gave to the Jewish people. We need to bless them. We need to support them. We need to pray for them. So how can you help? Make a pro-Israel rally in your city. Find donation platforms that is sending money so there can be bought equipment for the soldiers, for trustworthy platforms that help some of the people who survived the brutal massacre. Israelis were massacred, baby was burned alive, soldiers were decapitated, pregnant women had their belly cut out, the baby taken out. You can't imagine the atrocities. They were raped, I'm not even going to mention it. It's so horrendous. This happened to the Jewish people. God gave this land to them. Israel has never wanted war. Israel has never started a war. The Jewish people are home. They are peace-loving country. Israel has reached out to the Palestinians so many times. Israel has been told you need to give up land for peace. That's what they did in Gaza. What did they get? A terror regime who has been firing thousands of rockets over the years, who has sent in murderous ISIS terrorists who committed war crimes, the worst atrocities since the Second World War. Wake up and stand with Israel for such a time as this. God says, if you bless Israel, I will bless you. If you curse Israel, I will curse you. And Israel is now most likely going to face a multi-front war. And yes, we pray, and people are saying God is in control, but people are still being murdered and slaughtered, innocent civilians, and 400,000 soldiers are out, away from the family, are now going to go into a bloody battle. So we need your support more than ever. Israel needs your support. Someone just told me saying, Jane, I so much benefit from the videos that you're making. I don't trust my mainstream media. I look at you. How can I be a blessing to you? How can I help you? And another one say, can you give us your email address again? So yes, I'm going to answer those questions when I post this video. I will send you my email address. Forgive me if I don't get around to answer you because I am so busy and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of messages, but I read them and they make my heart good. And I'm grateful for your support for me. Just one person here in Israel trying to just share with you what's going on. So, if you're benefiting from my videos, if you are saying, wow, I want to be a blessing to Jane, to help her continue to be that voice, there is a GoFundMe page. I'm going to share it with you. And it also shares my whole story for all of you to know more about me, my testimony. How did I come from Denmark to Israel? What have I been doing while I have been here? I would really appreciate it. And also, would you just share it out? You know, I can only do so much as one person, but if you kindly would share out my GoFundMe page so we can reach out to a lot more people, I will appreciate it. So for such a time as this, we stand with God's holy land. We stand with the land of the Bible that God gave to be a light to the world, to be a blessing to the world. This is a battle against good and evil. It always have, it always will. But God blesses his holy land. I pray you will do the same. Bye.